15 minutes.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'd like to call to order the North Oakland Transportation Authority Board meeting. Today is Thursday, July 15, 2021. The time is 4:30. Let's pay respects to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Who's taking notes here?
That's me.
Okay, catching up.
Fine. Who supported? Was it Bruce? Supported?
It was Margie
Yeah.
and Bruce. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Let's move on to the minutes. Is there any questions on the minutes?
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any other questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to the director's report.
Good afternoon. I'd first like to introduce, this is Ann Kilt.
You know what we should do?
What?
I'm going to interrupt since I'm the
Sure.
chairman.
You can do that.
We're going to introduce ourselves and who we represent,
Good idea.
I'm gonna move down to.
starting with Margie.
Okay, I'm Margie Payne, I'm Oxford Township trustee.
Ken Van Portfleet, Village of Lake College President. Mike McDonald, Village of Bonner, Village President.
Bruce Pearson, Addison Township Supervisor.
Bill Dunn, trustee now.
It's hard to
Oxford Township
say. You can say
trustee.
supervisor.
You can say- Come on in.
Ed Brakefield, trustee, Addison Township.
And Lori Bourgeot, council of the Village of Oxford.
And I'm Ann Couch with MMRC.
Yes, Ann is replacing Ashley Klein, unfortunately, passed away this last week.
Yeah,
So it's
very
unfortunate. So,
Wow.
So I'd like to welcome Ann, and she's also a Moraine Township resident. She, so she's familiar with NODA and has dealt with NODA in the past with your clients, is that right?
Yeah, they've received the services, and we're very glad to receive them.
Well, we're happy to have you on board.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, the MMRC acronym is?
Macomb Oakland Regional Center.
So our last for June were 3,128, which is up like 36% compared to last year, but we're still down 10% compared to 19. I'm monitoring our waiting list right now, and we'll probably have to put a new route on soon because we're currently at full capacity. We're still down in hours compared to pre-COVID currently. The big news this month is Kim from MODA, who was here last month at the planning meeting, and I submitted a 3-year raise grant on Monday for $8.8 million. This included funding to pay for rides between our areas and also a grant to help VODA with normal operations as they're just getting started. The budget included 2 additional vehicles for each of the 7 communities. So NODA would receive an additional 6 vehicles if approved to be used for this service. We received letters of support from MDOT, RTA, Oakland County, various senators, representatives. I included the county's letter in the packet, which it sounds, they were
Very nice letter.
Yeah, it was a
It
nice
was,
letter.
it was very good.
It was. Smart sent a letter, but we didn't receive it until after the deadline.
That had to hurt them.
Gee.
That really had to hurt.
And look at what was in it.
This grant was really unlike anything that I've done before. It was a huge project, but hopefully, even if it doesn't work out, it's done a lot of effort because now we've made a lot of progress, understanding the system a lot more, going to do the SAM system. So we're ready for the next one. And we know there's one, this no low emission grant that's coming due in March for electric vehicles that have a lot of money available. That's what the state is telling us. So we'll be applying for that along with some other stuff going forward. The 5310 grant that I applied for a couple months ago, we received 9 vehicle replacements worth $540,000 and operational dollars of almost $600,000 for a 2-year period. This is the grant that now the RTA is in charge of all the grants. It used to be SMART would be kind of overseeing that. Now it's RTA. And this is the first time that it's been a 2-year grant, so we won't be able to apply for that for another 2 years. So this isn't, it used to be annual. But I was pleased with the amount because Voda only received $73,000 and they only applied for $2.2 million. So I was happy with
Impressive,
that.
Lynn. Good job.
Thank you. I thought the planning meeting last month was really a success. There's a lot of great ideas, and I will definitely keep the Act 196 authority alive in our future discussions. And I will start working on next year's budget very soon as the county needs millage info by September. That's the next project. Noda's going to have an employee meeting this month with CARE, who's our EAP. They come out and do a drug and alcohol training for all of our new employees, and we just do an employee meeting after. And that's about it. Mike is out for a couple weeks. He had his knee replaced. He's recovering, doing well. He should be back next week. Our next board meeting is August 19th.
Thank you, Lynn. Any questions for Lynn? We'll
Motion
move
to
on.
receive the final report. Support.
It's been moved and supported. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Would there be a motion to receive and file the financial activity report?
Any public comments first?
There will be public comments on that.
No,
But we want people to know that we asked.
it's on the public. Are there any from public?
Oh, public comments.
Yeah.
See, I'm trying to get through this one. Sorry. There's no public,
Instead of the other line, he can beat his records.
as long as I'm not beating Chris's record,
Yeah.
because I will cheat. Would there be a motion to receive and file the financial activity report?
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any other questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? On to the bills. Is the total for the bills 16,000,
No, it's
41, 980, 998.47. I move to approve the bills at $41,998.47.
A second?
moved and seconded. Any other questions? Roll call?
Dunn,
Yes.
McDonald,
Yes.
Pearson,
Yes.
Brakefield,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
Portfleet,
Yes.
Bordeaux,
Yes.
and Keltouch.
Sounds like passed.
All right.
There is no old business, there is no new business. I wonder if I could comment on something. Me and Lynn talked about this to kind of streamline. Would it be possible, because I'm one of the signers of the checks, is there a way to shorten it where she could send Margie a copy of the bills, send me a copy of the bills since we're signers? Report back that we accept it and have maybe some rubber stamps where they can just stamp it.
Stamp our signature.
Stamp our signature, but they'll have the backup that we send them a note back saying we reviewed it and we okayed it. Rather than having them run around and Joe's not here, we're RVers now. He's an RVer. So I'm just saying, is it something that we might want to consider?
Either that, or if you let us know ahead of time instead of the day that you need the check signed.
Well, usually the only time they call us is when they need something that
In
day.
their hurry.
And having been on that side of the table before, I know what that's like, and sometimes you just have to have a check that day.
Yeah, Suzanne generally comes on Monday, and so she's the one now that processes the checks against the signatures. So usually it's Monday, but sometimes it's Tuesday, and it kind of changes on her schedule. But those are usually the days, and if she has enough checks, then she'll get signatures. Like last week, there's only a couple, so she's like, it can wait a week, it's
So-
a way to do it.
So I understand, these are for expenditures that are already approved by
Yes.
the council at the meeting?
Yes.
Or are these
No, these are
against future?
future.
Okay.
Future.
Well, it would be like
ones we
the
just-
gas bill and the electric, and it's just ongoing.
The ones we have to sign
maintenance.
every month.
Right.
How do you receive that as electronically?
No, I
can
would,
send it. I
she
can
would send the signers.
Electronic.
You should be able to do electronic signature approving all of the,
But the checks itself are printed off on our printer, so you can't do it like an electric, you'd have to get another,
I'm just saying that that's the document that would support it. The electronic signature so that you approve all of the checks and then.
exactly, like I could send a
and then you
listing
stamp.
from
I
the
think
bill
everybody
and
should
say,
get it. Even though the signers would be responsible for signing, I think board should, if we're going to do it that way, where
Oh,
they're not
I
going to be
agree.
present,
Yeah, that'd be fine.
then I
Yeah.
think every board member should receive it, or community, so that there's
Yeah.
no question of what was sent, what was approved, et cetera.
You know, it's a
And
shame.
if it's assuming that's legal, I mean, I don't know.
We'd have to check on that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I can see where somebody would need a check. I'm gone, Margie's gone, they have to go out to the end of the earth out in Addison to get a signature, maybe one signature, just
Well,
like waste.
sometimes retired guys have work, and they don't mind being.
But the
paid.
retired guys might be out of town, and the retired gals.
Well, I don't know what the right answer is to this, except put more people on the signature, you know? Is there somebody who's always in town?
I can walk to here. So, I mean, if it's something where just any of us, I
Well, it
can
almost
figure
has
it
to.
out. But I don't know if
How
I'm
many
around that.
signatures?
You know, quite honestly, I'd like to see maybe one of the elected officials from one of the townships be a signer. Because
am.
they're in, oh, you are, but are you in the office every day? Well,
Well,
except no.
just about, but
You work remotely.
Usually they run up to my office, I sign them, or they run to my house, I sign them.
Okay.
But it just happened to be this last month I was up north. And
Yeah.
I'm just trying to expedite it. and if
Right,
it's-
right, I
If
see
we
what
can do
you're
it that
saying.
way.
And villages don't count. I mean, I would be glad to if it's, I'm around all the time.
Well, I am, except when I
go on
go
vacation.
on vacation.
I'm not all around all the time. I go on vacation
I
very frequently.
think we need to get a legal opinion on whether or not
It's legal.
it's legal to use a signature pad or stamp or any other than a legitimate signature from the person. I can see a slight problem with checks and balances.
Sure.
Make sure that,
And I'm pretty sure it has to be an elected official who signs them, right?
No,
I
just
don't-
board member,
Or-
just board members.
I would like to see it an elected official, because a regular board member, there's no recourse for the public. Where with an elected official, they could,
Sure.
they've got,
the townships are basically the main entities in this, in our
Yeah,
agreement.
yeah.
So
And by elected officials, I meant the,
It can be trustee, it can be
I mean the three that are in
The
the office.
full-time,
the treasurer, clerk, and the supervisor, right?
Because
And our problem is they're not on the board.
and they don't have any background in,
No.
Right.
I think the stamp's the best if it works. I do like that idea where you've got the digital approval on there and then they can.
And I've seen it done
stamp it.
before, I'm pretty sure it's legal, but we.
why don't you
definitely
check on it and
need to
report
check.
back to us
Sure.
next month, there's no hurry. Thank you for letting me put that on the agenda.
I do have a question that goes along with that.
Go ahead.
Just a thought. Since signing the checks, that's coming out of taxpayer money, correct? And a person that is not an elected official, should they have the authority to sign checks that are coming out of taxpayer?
No,
that's what
It's
we're
got-
saying.
That's what we're saying.
That's
It's gotta be
what we're
elected
talking
official.
about.
Okay, so I thought you mentioned.
We're all elected officials,
No,
I'm a
I thought,
secretary.
okay. So the person who signs the check should be elected official, that was,
Yeah.
okay, good.
Because it's coming out of millage money, part of it.
Which kind of throws the stamp out the window, because if you have a rubber stamp, anybody could stamp it, an elected official or a not elected official, just.
Well, we have to
stamp
kind of trust the manager in that case, and if the manager screws up, we fire them.
There's backup to the approval.
You know what I'm saying, is you have to rely on the manager to take care of some stuff. And if they don't, then we got a problem, then we can address any problem that comes up.
I think the legitimately, I assume you'll speak to the attorney.
Sure, I'll find out.
And find out if there's, what do they call that when somebody?
Auto pen. You have to do auto pen, but you still have to look at the check, you know, you can't just say,
Right.
I'm signing them and not, somebody's still gotta look at, I mean, I look at them.
When I sign, I look at all the documentation.
So,
So I can scan all the documents, email it to someone and say, here's all the documents.
Here's
you
the documents,
approved,
go over it,
and
you
you
can
can get
say
an
back,
email response
I
back that
okay,
says I
payment of
approve.
these.
So
So
then you
she's
know
got
that it's been
back.
approved, you know, via email and it's time stamped and you know that, you know, it's, it You can send it to everybody, you know.
I just say we should don't take on any more vacations this year.
We're moving on to public comments. Are there any public comments? How about it, Joe?
Sounds good. Everything sounds on the up and up to me.
Good.
Okay, would there be a motion to receive and file the monthly rider and mileage report?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to board member comments. We'll start with Margie.
Nothing.
Ken?
Good job, Lynn, as I mentioned earlier on the grants, and yes, the Oakland County letter was a great letter.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. The work that you're doing with WODA is great stuff. So thank you.
Thank you.
On to Mayor.
I've already said, great job on the grants, Lynn, but to take it a step further on the annual meeting, maybe that's something that the board should make a part of kind of a yearly, either have it automatic so that we know we can be prepared for it. I know you do this, and we knew about it, but we really didn't know what the content was going to be. And I think if we could get in earlier on that and be able to, it was very revealing. But like the association with NODA and WODA, I hadn't realized that you had begun doing that. So I think either I missed something or it wasn't out there for me to see. So I'm not criticizing, I'm just saying, caught me a little unawares, and as it turns out, it sounds great. If we're going to collaborate, and especially we're getting recognized for it, again, you're leading the pack when it comes to community transportation. We want to be part of that.
Absolutely.
Bruce?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I saw my doctor today, and he realized that I was on the NODA board, and he says, you know, a lot of his patients come from NODA, and he said, what a great service. So that's nice to hear that
Would
feedback.
you like to contribute?
Yeah.
He pays taxes, Bill.
Yeah, I told him we were contributing. But anyways, it's nice to hear feedback from even just the local physicians telling us that it's an important part of for their seniors, so.
I have no comment. Moving on.
No comment. Everybody else has said what I thought. Good job.
The only comment I have, I had a couple of residents reach out for access to the agendas. One of them I had you add to the email chain. Is it now on the site where you can pull them? If not, is it something that...
We are still struggling, to be honest with you. So the forms, he has not been able to print the forms that we need to. We're getting it, and it's just raw data. It doesn't look like it, so we're still in progress with that. So I will have him work out, just to make sure we've got the agendas on there too. But I'm not really happy with how it's been going lately. So.
I mean,
It's
worst
hard.
case, when...
It's hard sometimes to get that.
Yeah, yeah.
We could also see about adding, for our village, if you want to add our clerk,
Oh,
we could have
sure.
her uploaded onto the site just so that
That's
when they
true.
go to the village, they could see it that way. That could just be something that,
Sure.
I don't know if other communities would want to do that too, just allow your residents to have the access to it.
Absolutely.
That's all. Thank you.
You know, I think you guys are doing great work with NODA. I have seen how it has affected people's lives, and the service has really become part of their life because they relied on it to go to the grocery store, and it just gives so much independence and helps people to connect with the community that wouldn't have a way to otherwise. So I'm very supportive of what you're doing, and I think it's really exciting that you're going to be working with other groups, with WODA, is that
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Yeah, and expanding, and it just seems like it's great to have that collaborative model because you're going to be able to provide a more enhanced service.
Would there be a motion to adjourn?
So
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you, everyone.
All right, got a question.
Good meeting.
Dave Weckl.